When the pandemic first started, I felt overwhelmed. I felt overwhelmed because a lot of what was happening. One of the things that I noticed is that many of our churches, they're structured and they're organized around the building. So ministry is ministry that takes place at a location. So once the location has been negated, oh, hands off, we don't have anything to do. When actually ministry doesn't stop because you're no longer meeting in a building. Ministry is continuous. After hearing about the pandemic and that things need to change was, all right, let's change, let's move, let's pivot. So there wasn't any sense of alarm or fear or anything like that. It was more, okay, let's try something new, let's try something different. So the transition was smooth in that one week still preach from the actual church location, but then there's a transition where I started preaching right here from home. And the Lord has been blessing each and every week. We're continuing to improve. Even now, we're still making changes.
I wouldn't say what it was. Of course, I feel like that's the normalness of churches being there in person. I just feel like because we were introduced to this new way of doing things, I'm sure it will be incorporated in some way. So I feel like it will not necessarily half and half where we're at church half and then home half, but I feel like it'll be a lot more virtual aspects of it. Just from our church anyway, we've had a lot of people be touched who are not at our church or don't even live in the state that watch online from other locations. So with that being said, I know we had virtual before, but I feel like we've picked up a lot on it because that's all we're doing and more people are being reached all over. So I feel like we'll have to continue that in some way because even though they're not technically members where they've been baptized at our church, they tune in each week. So they probably feel like members.
The youth, the young adults, that they're actually more spiritually engaged with the Bible, more spiritually engaged with the discipleship process now more than ever before, especially with our small groups. Our churches have more small groups going now since COVID and all that than before. Before they, would start and stop and they would take it for granted. But now, because there is such a great need for staying connected, now they're actually connecting with each other, texting, calling, meeting, and it's actually been really, really good. I'm seeing the spiritual growth. And even from that, hence, here we are, baptism. So even on the quarantine, there's still discipleship happening, which is beautiful. It's beautiful. There's a number of things that the church has planned, right? When it comes to outreach, we can do pop-up ministry, like our food pantry. We're still able to operate and coordinate with other community agencies. And we can distribute from their locations, distribute food in the community, in apartment complexes and so forth. So we're still able to do outreach as we did before. Now we don't have to worry about the maintenance of a building, right? Now, one exciting thing that's coming up recently is that we're going to be doing baptism. Since we've been online, members are doing discipleship in small groups. And from that, we have a lady that decided she wanted to give her life to Jesus Christ. So we're planning a baptism that's going to be taking place at a lake. I hope every church right now would seek to enhance their technology, their use of technology, and do not think of, let us revert back to the old way. As far as even revamping the service, the length of the service, the various things that you put into it, with services being online now, the long-winded 2-hour service, no, that's not cutting it. The general public does not like that, and they're not going to sit for 2 hours watching it. Your members might, right, a few of them, but the overall majority won't, right? So I would hope that churches would seek to enhance their use of technology, improve on it, and continue to improve on it, but also that they will revamp the worship service. Way too long, abbreviate a lot of things. And cut straight to the word. And even with the preaching, not so long. 35 minutes, that's good enough. Get the message out. Get the message out. Even evangelistically, I hope that more churches would take this opportunity to enhance their use of technology, but to see technology as the necessary tool. The internet, this is the new worship space. This is where everyone is congregated. It's the new agora, right? So you have to go into the marketplace. You have to be more present in order to have an impact.